against public smoking ban because smoking bans don't discourage smoking. Data in France shows that consumption of tobacco that products only correlates with prices of cigarettes.
We are for banning smoking, and I believe public smoking ban doesn't cause air pollution, and the other people who didn't smoke doesn't get sick.
Okay. Who would like to continue talking about their argument? You ready?
Secondhand smoke isn't as harmful as once thought. The Journal of the National Cancer Institute published a study which finds no significant relationship between passive smoke and cancer.
What do you have to say about that? To what she said, what do you say about secondhand smoke? Did you write anything about secondhand smoke?
I wrote about secondhand smoke, but I can understand what she said.
She said that the research she did says that secondhand smoke is not as bad as people once thought. So, what did you find out about secondhand smoke? So you can say that secondhand smoke is still not fair to non-smokers because they aren't making the choice to breathe in smoke. They don't want to breathe in smoke. That's what you should say.
Secondhand smoking is not fair as smoking because secondhand smokers doesn't smoke, but they don't have choice and they just got disease because of smokers.
Good. Okay, so what's one of your other arguments?
When we smoke outside, there will be infection through secondhand smoke, but when we smoke inside, there won't be infection through secondhand smoke.
Okay, good. So, what do you guys have to say to that?
In my research, I learned in an article that only 10% of people get cancer by secondhand smoking and 90% of them get cancer because of themselves.
Okay. Anyone have anything else to say about secondhand smoke?
Why secondhand smoke? There can be other smoke.
Say that again?
Why do we have to only discuss about secondhand smoke?
We're gonna move on from secondhand smoke. I'm just asking if you have anything else you want to say about secondhand smoke. On either side. Yes.
According to a report by the World Health Organization, about 100 million non-smokers are at risk of developing cancer from cigarette smoke.
Then if they don't want secondhand smoking, they can just have a mask all day and avoid places where smokers smoke.
But non-smokers didn't smoke, but they need to wear masks, so it can be uncomfortable.
But they have to,
Why though?
because their life is more important than masks, so they don't want to risk. They don't want risk, so they want to get mask.
Yes.
They could die, so they will have to. But they need 3 masks, like in order.
So she's saying that it's not fair to non-smokers that they have to wear a mask because smokers are smoking. Yes.
If they don't want to wear a mask, they could just step like 10 steps away from the smokers so they don't smell the cigarette.
Do you guys have anything you want to say, or should we
Or they
move
can
to-
tell the smokers that can you just smoke here? So that the smokers, if the smokers obey, then they can smoke there. But if the smokers just smoke here, then they can just then they can just not go here.
Do you want to say anything to that, or? You can also call to me if you want help. Otherwise, we can move to the next argument. It's up to you.
I think we put
Okay.
that down.
So just because smokers can smoke in public places doesn't mean that it's fair to people who don't smoke and want to still be in public places, right? So if as a non-smoker you want to walk down the street without breathing in smoke, you should be able to, right? Yeah. So why should the smoker's choice of smoking and risking their health affect people who do not choose to risk their health by smoking? That's what they're saying. I can help you too. I just
Can you repeat it again?
repeat. If non-smokers don't want to be exposed to secondhand smoke, why should they have to risk their health just walking down the street? And why did they have to avoid walking down the street or walking in public places just so that people who chose to risk their health can do so?
I don't understand.
So if you wrote anything about health or the risk to health when it comes to smoking, if you've said everything that you have, we can move to a different argument. Did you say everything that you have to say about the risk of smoking to your health? Yes.
Then if second-hand smokers think about themselves, then why don't they think about the smokers? Smokers smoke to relieve stress, but if we ban smoking, then it can cause overstress to the smokers, so it's actually very bad to the smokers.
Okay.
And also when children came from a country where they can smoke free in Korea and they banned too much smoking in many places, the popularity of Korea will decrease, and we need to also smoking to tourists who came here.
So if they're saying that, so we moved kind of to a different topic, right? They're saying that smoking, banning smoking is not fair to the freedom of people who want to smoke. So is there anything that you guys have written about that? Or they're saying that smoke is a stress relief, smoking is stress relieving. but there are many healthier ways to relieve stress, right? So you could argue that there are better ways to relieve stress. If you know any, you could exercise. If you're ready, go ahead and tell them.
We smokers smoke because they need to relieve stress, but there are other healthier ways that cannot harm other people to relieve stress.
But what if they can only relieve stress from smoking?
And they can try other things to do better or healthier.
But it is like a two-tone.
Yes.
How can I say words in English?
Depression.
If we ban smoking, they could have a depression. So depression people don't have any way to relieve their stress. So if we ban smoking, there will be more depressed people, and that makes more people who harm other people to relieve their stress.
Do you want help? It's okay. It's our first debate. If you need help, you can say that's all right. Or do you think you have an argument against this? We're talking not about secondhand smoking anymore, but about the freedom of smokers and if they don't get to smoke, they can't relieve stress and they become depressed.
With another argument.
Yeah, so maybe we create treatment programs to stop people who smoke because smoking is addictive. That is an addictive substance. Yes, that is your goal, right? So if we make public smoking ban, people who need help to overcome smoking, to stop smoking, can go to treatment.
Smokers already smoke and smokers
Similar to drug treatment, because drugs and tobacco are both addictive substances.
So non-smokers can just avoid them and do this also hurt you. So that will be fair for everyone, because smokers can smoke and non-smokers can avoid.
Increases more, decreases less. Next time, we'll make sure that you have the
There are a lot of ways to stop smoking, like using medicine or treatment.
But it may be harmful to the people.
Smoking is more harmful to depression.
And what if the medicine is like have 부작용 to the people who smoke?
Then doctors can help them.
What do you think? Do you have a response, or do you want to move
Well,
to a new
when
argument?
smoking places the smokers can smoke easily, and especially in downtown and public establishments where smokers use these places are uncomfortable, very uncomfortable.
So before we move to a new topic, do you have anything to say to what they said about doctors and medicine? Yeah, go ahead. You want to raise your hand?
Depression is not just a disease that we could fix with doctors and medicine. What are you going to do if the depression people harm the doctors because they couldn't relieve stress? Or not eat the medicine because they don't want to move or do anything fun?
And there may be a rare thing happening to the people who smoke. Maybe like they get weaker, or like their skins gets like lighter.
Why would that happen?
How could yours be?
Because they may be like because they may be like something like 부작용 to
I'm sorry, I
An
don't-
error to.
body.
I think Henry is saying, what if
It's like a 결핵.
the kind of disease what Mozart had.
Oh, okay.
I think he's saying, what if there's an error at something, so it could cause other diseases, and the other disease makes another disease. And
So maybe the doctors or the medicine that is given doesn't work, or it does more harm than good. What do you think?
Ow.
There are many proven things that work for other addictive substances or drugs that could work for smoking. There are also treatment for depression and other mental illnesses.
You should present
You should talk. You want me to talk to the
this and this in the
Share.
this topic and this in the air topic.
Okay.
You should present at least one of these.
We'll do a new argument soon.
Ow. So you can look at it.
Okay, if we're almost ready, otherwise we should move to a new argument.
There are lots of provide medicines that can help people from addiction.
So they're saying that there are many treatments that have worked for other addictions that could work for smoking.
But smoking addiction is getting much stronger, so what if the cure doesn't work? What if the people disagree and make a terrible terror because they don't like this kind of treatment?
So you're making a good point, but I think we're going to move on because we've moved from the topic of banning smoking to a new topic. So who has an argument ready that they would like to discuss?
I have an argument with
Okay.
Me too.
They haven't shared it, so we're going to start with him. Go ahead.
Let's make more smoking areas. If we make more the smoking areas, non-smokers don't need to smoke cigarettes.
So you're saying make areas where smoking is acceptable rather than banning smoking entirely. Okay. What would you say to that? They're saying we should make spaces where you can smoke so that there is still a place for people to smoke if we were to ban smoking. So they're offering an in-between, a solution between banning smoking in public places entirely. So what are your thoughts on that?
And when they make another, when they
Yes.
Make another shop that would have like place and stop doing that and make another thing. Like there was some like kind of shop and they stopped doing that and make another thing in there.
So make a room in a restaurant where you can smoke, or in a store.
Like not using the store.
So no smoking inside.
there is somebody that is smoking, they stop doing it and then other shops
Like the people's go
So certain places where people can smoke. Yes.
I can understand why you were talking.
That's what they're saying. So they're saying, let's make places where people can smoke so that people who don't want to smoke can just not go there.
when they I think the word can we get the money to build the
Good, you can say that we don't have the money for this.
but we don't have any money to build a public smoking place.
But there are already some places for the smokers to smoke.
But you said there were many people who had cancer. Then doesn't the money that takes for the cancer treatment takes more than building places for smokers?